All right, good morning, everyone. Lovely to see your cheery faces this morning, all of you. And we're going to start by calling the roll
Regent Bogus,
here.
Regent Weatherly,
Here.
Regent Adams, Regent Adongo,
Here.
Regent Fritz,
Here.
Regent Goydam,
Here.
Regent Cruiser,
Present.
Regent Manydeeds,
Here.
Regent Nixon,
Here.
Regent Pelsowitz,
Here.
Regent Prince,
Here.
Regent Rye,
Here.
Regent Rogers, Regent Salzwedel,
Here.
Regent Terwilliger, Regent Trainer,
Here.
Regent Underly, Regent Walsh.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Megan. As we consider items on today's agenda, are there any board members who wish to declare a conflict of interest regarding today's open session agenda? Okay, seeing none, we're going to proceed. We are joined today by Rob Kramer, UW-Madison's Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration, Nancy Lynch, Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, who will present a request for approval of two UW-Madison contractual agreements. Vice Chancellor Kramer, would you like to start us off with the proposed amendment to the contractual agreement with Badger Sports Properties LLC? Right?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. And I want to say thank you to the board for taking up these two proposed contracts today. UW-Madison requests adoption of Resolution 3, approving the amendment to the contractual agreement between the Board of Regents and Badger Sports Properties LLC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Learfield Communications. This amendment to UW-Madison's exclusive multimedia rights agreement with Badger Sports Properties establishes an NIL marketing fund supporting new name, image, and likeness initiatives for our student athletes. Badger Sports Properties will expand content creation, sponsorship development, and student athlete NIL activities and activations. To support these, Badger Sports Properties will hire up to 5 on-campus staff for strategic brand development and to provide additional resources for our student athletes. Finally, the proposed amendment grants Learfield new sponsorship and naming opportunities and increases UW-Madison's share of adjusted gross revenue under the contract above the $24 million threshold starting this athletic year, while leaving the contract term unchanged.
Okay.
I'd be happy to answer any questions after
May I have a
motion
motion?
second.
Oh, sorry. Sure. I'm sorry, I don't know if I did the motion to adopt Resolution 3.
Nixon, motion to approve. Second.
Right.
Second, okay. Is there a discussion? Yes, Regent Nixon.
Um, Let me just ask this question. What does Learfield get out of this? Normally, when one goes to someone's already in a contract and goes, pay me more money, and do more, what is Learfield's side of this? I get it. I think it's a good idea. I think it works, but I'm just trying to understand it from the other contracting party's perspective. I get what we're getting out of it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things from Learfield's perspective. One, this continues a very long relationship we've had with Learfield for a number of years, and so there's just that continued work. I think Learfield recognizes just the continued evolving nature of college athletics. And by making these adjustments, they help UW-Madison remain very competitive in these spaces. So I think that there is self-interest in seeing UW-Madison athletics be successful.
There's always self-interest. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Regent Walsh.
Yes. Good morning, Rob. Could you just quickly clarify for me? You said they were going to hire 5 additional people. Are those people going to be based here in Madison?
Those individuals will be on campus, yes.
Okay. And then I presume we need to pick up their benefits as well as their paychecks. So they will be state employees. Is that correct?
They will
No.
be employees of Badger Sports Properties. We will
Okay.
reimburse for those.
Okay. Very good. That answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? I just, I want to speak on just behalf of some of the regents that I talked to and myself. And as we navigate one of the most transformative periods in college athletics, the Board of Regents fully supports the success of Wisconsin athletics, but we remain committed to our fiduciary duty and our fiscal stewardship. And we know the evolving NIL sponsorship models and other things through the NIL have significant implications for competitiveness, financial planning, and governance. And because these things are changing so quickly, so rapid fire and consequential, we just ask that the athletic department keep us reasonably and engaged so we can make reasonable, very forward-looking decisions. And our shared goal is very, very clear. We want to ensure that Wisconsin athletics and the athletic programs thrive competitively and sustainably and transparently, strengthening the entire UW-Madison, but also the system. So we want to be clear, we're very supportive of this, but because of all the transformative changes coming our way, it would be really helpful for us to just be reasonably informed. So, and what Rob and Nancy, I really appreciate all your hard work on this. So I'm just curious if there's any more hands up. Sort of hard to see everybody before we vote. Okay, seeing no other regions for discussion, let's call a vote. All those in favor say aye for resolution 3.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Okay, resolution 3 passes. Moving on, we're going to turn the floor back to UW-Madison team, Rob and Nancy, and we'll move on to the second request for approval of a contractual agreement with Under Armour.
Thank you. UW-Madison requests adoption of Resolution 4, approving the contractual agreement between the Board of Regents and Under Armour. This proposed agreement renews a 10-year partnership between UW-Madison Division of Intercollegiate Athletics and Under Armour, and includes an increase in financial and product support, enhanced marketing rights, and expanded licensing opportunities. The renewal includes significant investment from Under Armour into name, image, and likeness activities for Wisconsin student athletes. The total minimum gross value of the proposed agreement is $104.5 million compared to $96.7 million for the current agreement. In addition, Under Armour will pay a licensing royalty that starts at 16.5% of net sales. That increases up to 25%. Our current agreement has a royalty cap of 15%. The financial terms we feel are favorable to Wisconsin athletics, particularly considering the present market environment. Otherwise, the basic terms and conditions of the proposed agreement, with the addition of the name, image, and likeness investments, are not significantly different from what was approved by the board in October of 2015.
Okay. May I have a motion for adopting resolution 4?
Move to adopt.
Thank you, Regent
Second.
Walsh. Second. Okay, we have a second. Discussion on resolution 4. Questions? Regent Nixon.
Well, of course, I'm going to say something. Just last Friday, I tried to get a hold of people at Madison afternoon. Not unusual. I couldn't accept Chancellor Mnuchin. I was able to get a hold of. And I thank Chancellor Mnuchin for talking to me. She spent a fair amount of time with me Friday afternoon explaining to things. So I spent the weekend doing, like I'm sure a lot of the regents did, doing extra homework and looking at this proposal. I learned a lot about sponsorships of professional programs. Nike has 68% of the programs. And also looked, and I even asked ChatGPT, changing or going to a different provider is very, very, very difficult. We are one of the Under Armour people, most of the Big Tens with Nike. I looked at your contract, I read it, I researched it, and I'm going to say, don't fall off your chair, Chancellor Kramer. I think you and Lynch and the Athletics did a pretty good job. Based on all the extra research I did under the circumstances, under the market, the way this thing works. Apparently, it takes a year to 2 years to get a different provider, and almost nobody changes. Very few do. In a given year, out of the 130, only a handful of programs change people. So I think under the circumstances, Yeah, don't expect me to say this again, Chancellor Kramer and Chancellor Lynch. I think you did a good job.
Wow, that's amazing. Let it be known that Regent Nixon made a compliment. Thank you, Regent Nixon. Regent Rye.
It's actually a mechanism question, and I can take it offline with Chancellor Minuk, and it's just more on not the contract itself, but just understanding. Well, I guess I'll ask it now. But the CSC and the NIL Go, do they have the infrastructure, the people all set up for more throughput now? Because I assume we're not the only university, so are we still going to see a significant delay in some of the NIL approvals, or are we going to see a significant delay in NIL approvals because that infrastructure may be overwhelmed, or just that it's just more of an infrastructure question. Once again, I
I,
totally in favor of the contract. It's more, our student athletes in waiting.
I'm happy to discuss it at more length offline, but the short answer is that NIL Go is up and running. And the CSC is still very much in process to be ready for creating all that we hope it will do. But NIL Go is up and running.
Thank you, Chancellor.
Okay. Regent Salzwedel.
Just a quick question. What do you anticipate the reaction is PR-wise, and what are our plans around um, kind of as this moves forward and potentially, gets some press? What do we have in terms of planning around that?
I'm happy to take a first crack, and then Chancellor Minigan may choose to add to that. There was a story in today's Wisconsin State Journal about the board action. I think this reflects very much the comments made by our athletic director, Chris McIntosh, the chancellor, and others about the continued need to invest in UW-Madison athletics. Looking at this past weekend for Badger sports, Badger athletics was a very good weekend for a bunch of our teams. And I think going forward, we need to continue focusing on how do we compete in a very, very different market. And I think people around the state appreciate that and understand that.
I don't have much to add except that I appreciate the great need to think creatively, flexibly, and appropriately about the ways that we can resource our teams to be as successful as we and our fans want them to be. And this is one piece of that puzzle, not only for football, but for the entire array of sports that we believe in and support.
Thank you, Regent Nixon, and then Regent Fritz.
Yeah, let me follow up on what Regent Saltzwedel just said. And I think I expressed this to Chancellor Mnuchin last Friday. The athletic department is actually following up and UW-Madison on what it said it would do. To me, this would have been a press release last week and this week. I think you're missing opportunities here to tell people you're following up on your word, which in 2025 is kind of unusual. Okay, so please don't view these things as, necessarily hurdles, but as a positive way to spread your message. Your athletic director, with the support of your chancellor, got up a couple of weeks ago, said, we're going to do things. And this is a great example of keeping your word in the year 2025. So you could have done something last week and something this week. And I recommend you let people know that, yes, we are taking the steps we said we were going to do. And my congratulations again to Chancellor Mnuchin and her entire team for actually doing what they said they were going to do. Like I say, 2025 not happens all the time.
Thank you, Regent Nixon. Thanks. Appreciate the perspective.
I think it's Regent Fritz.
Yes. I just wanted to once again actually say thank you to Chancellor Mnuchin. Her and I spent about an hour and a half on the phone on Sunday. I was initially skeptical when I heard we were going to be making NIL deals with possible legal ramifications in such a short time frame. So I also wanted to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to call me, and we had a great conversation, and I do applaud you. It seems like the athletic department is doing a great job. With that, is there anything else in the pipeline regarding NIL contracts and that could have where the board would need to have any legal responsibility in the pipeline that we would need to discuss going forward so we don't have a surprise meeting? That's the big thing that I'm curious about. I don't necessarily appreciate surprise meetings 2 hours before Thanksgiving during midterms.
Nothing is jumping to mind at the moment. I do think that it's important as we recognize just the rapidly changing environment. We may need to reach out to the board on a different cadence than historically the once a month meeting at most. But I think to the region president's earliest comments at the start, we will work with athletics to keep the board apprised of developments going forward so that you have good insight into what's happening and what may be coming.
Thank you, Rob.
Was it Regent Salzweedl? Did you have a question? And I see Regent Nixon's hand up.
Nope.
Yeah,
Regent Nixon.
I want to thank, and apparently Chancellor Manuka was assigning homework to other regents from Friday afternoon over the weekend. And that's great. Homework's great for me, but for our student regents who are studying for their finals and everything, extra homework is not as appreciated. I had the weekend to sit around and follow up on Chancellor Manukin's comments and they were all supported. So yeah, just a little more lead time. I know sometimes the Board of Regents is not is viewed as, well, difficult to work with by sometimes in the athletic department, but we're on your side. Don't forget that, please.
I'll just say thanks to both of you. I appreciated the conversation with Regent Fritz and the conversation with Regent Nixon, and I appreciate the seriousness with which you take your regental responsibilities. We also agree that we want to keep you informed about potential changes in what is a volatile environment. And so you have our commitment that we will try to keep you informed if and as we need new changes. And we also really appreciate that you collectively understand that this is a fast-moving environment and that we have a responsibility to do right by our fiscal duties as well as by Badger Athletics. And so I just want to express my gratitude for your willingness to come together on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving and to consider this and to move forward. So
and it was nice of you to arrange the Illinois victory right before the vote. So I give you all credit on that.
Glad you appreciated that. We did too.
Okay. Are there any further comments? And I do want to say I appreciate, for us that it's a bit short notice, but I think we also need to be really very, very aware of the transformative nature of NIL right now. And because we all do want to see success, I think we will have more things coming down the pike. And I just want to say how appreciative I am that Chancellor Manukin, Nancy Lynch, and Rob Kramer are so accessible. And I want to encourage regents sorry to make more work for all of you, but regents will call you more. And if they have questions and concerns and comments, again, they all make time whenever. I mean, I've reached out after hours, before hours. So I just encourage you if you want questions answered. Can you hear me? Did we freeze? Uh-oh.
No, you're good, Amy.
You're good, Amy.
You're
Okay.
good.
You all we're looking at me. So, okay. Any further comments or discussions? Okay, let's put it to the vote. Resolution 4. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. Okay, Resolution 4 passes. Thank you all so much for your time. I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, and you all eat to your heart's content. So thank you. Thank you to Rob and Nancy and Chancellor Manukin. Appreciate it. Thank
Bye,
you, Regent.
everybody. Take
Happy
good care,
Thanksgiving.
everyone.
Happy
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Go Packers.
Bye.
Go
Go
Packers.
Packers.
Go Lions. Come on now.
No.